I bought the Stark Mini Portable Countertop Washer. I bought it, I live in an apartment, and the apartment I have has a huge laundry room, but it doesn't come with a washer and dryer. You can rent one for $30 a month, or you can buy your own. And I didn't really want to do either of those options because I don't really know how long I'm going to stay here. I don't want to invest that much money into a washer if I'm not going to stay in the area or in the apartment, or if I go somewhere else and there already is a washer. I don't want to waste my money on buying one right now. I don't really want to rent one either, so I bought one of these little portable washers that I'd seen. I was really into the tiny houses last year and 2 years ago, and these were a big thing in tiny houses, and I thought, well, I can put it in my regular apartment and see how it works. For starters, this one, I bought it on Amazon, and it holds 35 to 45 liters of water, and it holds, I believe, 9 or 11 pounds of clothing. And I believe it's clothing once it's wet, because that just makes more sense. Wet clothing is heavier. So I'm gauging it off of when it's wet. It has a 15-minute timer on the top, so when you're washing your clothes, and pardon my kitchen mess, because I just got home from work a little bit ago, but you can set it, you turn the dial, and the button, or the little circle register thing is right here, right now. You just turn it to wherever you want it. It does have a water inlet hose, but the issue is this hose, even if I unscrew this thing on my sink and I put the hose on, it still doesn't fit. The hose is still too small to fit around the sink. So I have to use a bucket, and I use a measured bucket to make sure. I believe it has gallons, and it has gallons. It's a 3-gallon bucket. It has gallons, quarts, and liters. Each time I fill the bucket, I fill it to this line here, and this line is 8 liters. So I never really put in more than 24 liters of water. Even putting in 24 liters of water, mind you, it does say that it can hold 35 to 45 liters. It leaks. You can see right here, and hopefully it'll do it again while it's washing, or it'll at least pick it up. The water is not coming out of here, but water's coming out of right here. This is these water spots here. Oh, you can't even see them. Water drips out of here. You can see it. Oh, well, yeah, you can see it trickling down. It's not coming out of the hose. It's coming out of in here. The same thing happens on the back. I'll go around really quick for you. Sorry. The same thing happens back here. You can see the water. Oh, I just wiped it off right there. Water comes out of here, and you can see around, it's right around the screw, because you can see like a funny mark on the screw. It's not going to focus. And then it trickles down here, and then there's water all underneath it. There's water dripping from this side here. And all this water down here, it makes me nervous because the cord is around here, and this gets really hot. But all this water, I mean, this is all, there's water all on my counter just from using this. You can see the water here trickling out. Go back. I don't know, but there's water trickling down here. So with the about, I don't know, let's say 25 liters of water I have in there, I have 3 small pairs of pants. And when I say small, I mean small. I am a size 0, and they're pretty thin. They're skinny chinos. So they're not heavy, they're not big jeans, they're fairly lightweight pants. And there's just 3 of them in there, and that's all I can fit. And it leaks all over my counter. I really debated taking it back, and I was going to send it back. But my issue is I still don't have a washer, and it does a good enough job. I would not buy it again. I would definitely buy the Panda next time if I bought it. Because it's just, it could be made much better. I bought this one because it did say, I think it was the #1 at the time in Amazon appliances. I bought it because it can hold more clothes, it can hold more water, and I thought I'll be able to wash more without having to do as many loads. That does not seem to be the case. It does wash very well. My clothes do get very clean. I just washed a pair of brand new black jeans with 1 pair of bootcut jeans, and I mean the water coming out was charcoal gray. So it does do a really good job. It does get that excess dye out of your clothes if you need it. I mean, sometimes, you know, that's not always great. Don't wash your jeans too often. But when you're buying new pants, you should wash them first to get the dye out, and or at least the excess dye, and it did do a really good job of that. You have to use liquid detergent in it. I prefer the 7th generation. That's just what I use. That's just what I like. I do use some of these little laundry balls. I use the Downy, but what I do, they're the Unstoppables, and I put them in warm water, and then I kind of just mix them up. I use a pencil or just kind of like mix them up in warm water and dissolve them, and I just pour like maybe a tablespoon or so in with each load. I do have to keep a hose here as well because, or a hose, I'm sorry, a towel. I keep a towel right here, and it doesn't leak when I empty the hose out. It leaks, you know, from the side. And oh, so you can see the water? This is all water just dripping out of it. To empty it, I'll just kind of start emptying it a little bit now. You have to keep this up at all times, or else the water's just going to pour out. There's no stopper or anything. It's all driven by gravity. And then you bring this down, and then the water starts coming, and that's how you empty the washer. The water starts just coming out of the hose. And you can see the water going down in the washer. I'm going to stop this up a little bit of time left. See, and the water from the hose is not what's getting on the counter. So that's not why I have to keep the hose there. I'm sorry, the towel there. Well, my battery is dying. Sorry. So yeah, I mean, if it's something you really need for camping or a tiny house, I mean, it will do the job, but just be very careful with it. Make sure you're not using it maybe on nice wood floor. Make sure you're using it on a kitchen counter or a bathroom counter. If you can use it in a bathtub, use it in a bathtub. You will have to use a bucket to fill it up. I believe it is Canadian, so maybe in Canada you don't have to. In the U.S., you do have to use a bucket in order to fill it up, in order to wash your clothes. It does require liquid detergent, and you need a very small amount. Again, I use the 7th generation. I think it's high efficiency or ultra concentrated or something. So I just use, I don't even think I use a tablespoon. I probably use a teaspoon of detergent, and it does get really sudsy, because you don't use too much detergent in your clothes anyway. 1, it will stay in your clothes and it won't come out. 2, it will trap odors in your clothes, and 3, you just don't need as much as it says you need. You can use probably half of what it says and you'll still get clean clothes. If you have any questions on it, please let me know. Oh, sorry, one more thing. It does not spin your clothes dry. It just empties the water out. So what I do is I end up having to wring them out on my sink. I put them usually like on my bar, and then from my bar I wring them out, and then I put them in my spin dryer, which is right here. My jeans are in there that I just washed right now, but I put them in my spin dryer. I spin the water out, and I'll put that in another video so you can see how that works. Some may not be interested in that. Now see, the timer just stopped. So what that means is I have to empty it out. And then while it's emptying, what I usually do is I run the bucket. Just to make it more efficient, I run the bucket while it's washing. But I was talking on here instead. But I just fill up the bucket twice for rinsing. And then I usually, depending on if it looks too soapy, like it does, this one doesn't look too soapy. Sometimes if it does look really soapy, I'll use 2 rinses. The rinses you only have to do maybe like around 3 minutes. It tells you in the machine instructions. You can really do whatever you want. I mean, I wash everything on 15 minutes because I want to make sure my clothes are getting clean. And I rinse everything for 3 or 5. The dial is in 3-minute increments. So it's 0, 3, 6, 9, and 12. You can really do whatever you want. I'm sorry, 15 is the highest, so up to 15. You can really do whatever you want with it, and just, I don't know, it does a decent job. It was only $68 or $86. It wasn't a whole lot of money. And again, it is cheaper than me renting a washer and dryer. And besides, I hang most of my clothes anyway. It is better to hang your clothes, so I spin all the water I can out of them with my little spin dryer, and then I hang them from there, because you are supposed to really hang your clothes up to dry. Hanging them up to dry does get them, or does keep them lasting longer. And I'm going to show you the bottom really quick. The bottom in here, if I can get my pants out, it's almost like a regular, like those top-loading high efficiencies where it has the washer plate bottom, and it just spins, and it spins this way and then it stops, and it spins this way and it stops. The water drains out of that little thing back there. It just, I mean, it does get my clothes very clean, but I feel like maybe there is one that is better. I would try the Panda one probably again if I were trying, because there are more reviews on that. I mean, I have not seen a single review on this, and I bought it anyway. I would definitely probably go with the Panda rather than this, because this does leak and I do have issues with it. But again, it does get my clothes clean. So I mean, it's really up to you. If you don't care and you'll keep it, you know, on your kitchen counter or in your bathroom counter or bathtub or whatever, and it's not going to ruin anything, it probably won't matter. It really just depends. I don't know, I feel like this is a conflicted review because, again, it really does get my clothes clean.